YouTube audience into the building. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to our show tonight. Welcome to Love Coach Sessions Live. I'm your man, KTJ, and this is Love Coach Sessions tonight. And tonight we're talking about it. Would you marry a bus driver? This is about the blue collar conversation. High end, high level woman. What's going on, Nat? Good evening. High level, high end woman. Should she have to, or not have to? Well, okay, we'll say have to. Should she lower herself and become at the level of picking a mate who makes less, who lives a lower lifestyle than she lives? Come on in. Let's have the conversation tonight. All right, you guys, I'm KTJ, Kelvin Troy Johnson. I'm a dating relationship coach known as the Love Coach of Atlanta. And we serve the world here. And tonight we got a great conversation to happen here for you. All right. So you know what? Let's get to it. No need in delaying. Let's get it popping. Here we go.
I don't know, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver?
Frozen.
Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
That's no.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. Has everybody seen this video? I'm sure lots of you have seen this video already. And this is a good conversation to have, right? Would you date a bus driver? So look, nobody can deny what she just said. Can you deny what she just said? She said, essentially, looking across the spectrum, going across the spectrum of all men of all races, classes, she said they are not measuring up to the quality of man that she desires. I'm going to run it back and take it a little bit. I'm going to take it little bit by little bit. I'm going to stop it. And I want to hear y'all opinions on this. I need to hear y'all sound off on this. Let me know what your thoughts are.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about.
Wait a minute. So let's talk about it. She said these men, because and she spoke earlier that in the current situation that women are getting more degrees. She said men are getting more degrees. Women are getting more degrees. Women are building their life. Women, they got everything. And listen, I live here in Atlanta. Okay. I live here in Atlanta, and I can tell you a lot of what she's saying is true. These women, they got everything. Like they rolling up in a Jaguar. They live in these high-end homes, single, they got high-end jobs, and they got everything. They got the house, they got the car, they got the clothes. Essentially, they have everything, right? You know what they don't have? They don't have a man. I got to get my sound effects up. Yes, I got to get them up because I'm going to need them tonight. Let me see. Yes, they don't. Listen, I saw what they have. They don't have a man. All right. So, Daisy, I see your question. Look, so what is a woman to do? Now, look, I'm gonna take this on both ends, y'all. Let's be honest about this. she's got a point, right? If you can't find, let me pull it back a little bit.
When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build.
Yeah.
When some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all.
Let me hear your thoughts on this.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. And some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver?
Okay. So that was called like a pattern interrupt. Look at that face. Look at that face. Y'all should see this on YouTube. Y'all can come on the YouTube side. And I wouldn't even mind bringing some of y'all up and just to have this conversation, right? So what she said, her question was, given the landscape, what should she's like, she already said, I'm not here to indict men. I don't want to indict men, right? But given the landscape of what's available, what should a woman who has gone to school, who has gotten the job, who has built her life, who has gotten the car, the house, the everything, what should she do? Does she deserve to have a mate who is on her level financially, status wise? Is it too much to ask for her to have a mate that meets her where she is? Who says yes and who says no? Who says yes and who says no? I need y'all to talk back to me tonight. Okay. Daisy says yes. She's got a right to ask for what she desires. Who says yes and who says no? She went to school. She went to law school. Her mama told her to go get a good job, get yourself a good education, baby, because nobody's coming to save you. You can't depend on a man who's not present, and he's not here. Now, she's pretty enough. I've even seen her older pictures. Eboni K Williams was beautiful. I mean, she's beautiful now, right? She's almost 40. But I saw her college pictures, and there's no way you would have looked at that lady and said, she's going to be single when she's 40. Listen, there's absolutely no way you would have looked at that lady and said, she's going to be single. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sure she's had some opportunities, and there's been some men snooping around because, look, she looks like a picture of somebody that you want to get with. Let's be honest, right? But it has not happened. And so she kept on building her life. Listen, one of the reasons why this has been a hot topic is because this is reality right now in 2023. There are a lot of women who did what their parents told them to do, went and got the education, went and got the degrees, got all the stuff, and yet still find themselves by themselves. They still, sitting, waiting for the opportunity, and they're just feeling sad, understandably. Let me get a little bit more of this. And y'all, I see your comments. I'm gonna get to them in just a second. Let's go.
Would you date
if he owns the bus?
All right, but look,
they are not positioned to protect nor provide.
Okay, let me stop right there, y'all, and I'm gonna get to your comments in a minute. She said the men that she would be attracted to are not in a position to protect or provide. The question is, and this is why Iyanla asked her about this bus driver situation. Who says that the guy can't protect and provide from a $60,000 job, from a $70,000 job, from an $80,000 job, right? Does he have to have six figures? Does he have to have six figures? Or can he be a guy who's just loves to do the thing that he loves to do? He's enjoying himself and enjoying his life. I think part of the problem, y'all, is some of these people, some of these women want more. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting more, but some of these women want more. Like more. Now, I'm telling you, I'm a little torn on it. Because I'm like, listen, you can have what you want, and you deserve to have what you want. But can he provide and protect from where he is? The high value. All right, Daisy says the high value men want trophy wife. Well, there's some truth to that. No, there's some truth to that. The high value man, that man that she wants, probably wants a woman who's maybe a little younger than her, right? Because he can get any woman he wants. And once you've already built yourself, for a lot of guys, they're not really necessarily looking for a woman to help them build when you've already built yourself, right? Kay said, yes, he can protect. Yes. And here's another angle on this. One of the things that we talk about is what does it mean? What does it mean to protect? Right? What does it mean to provide? Does provide only mean money? Does protect only mean money? Or does it mean more than that? All right. Let's get a little bit more of this.
Because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not
earning the incomes. Come on, y'all. Y'all talk back to me. Daisy said he can run. He can. It's just not to her standards. Okay. Kay said, no, he does not have to have six figures. All right. Living says he needs to make enough to take care of himself. That's it. That's all. I got me. Okay. No, he doesn't. All right. She said not in a position to provide and protect.
Frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age
men
spectrum,
that are available
trust me,
to
I've
us,
done them all. They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not.
So listen. So this is where we get off, y'all. I think we need to reevaluate the idea of provide and protect. What does that mean? What does it mean to provide and protect? Okay, because provide means essentially to keep you from starving to death. Provide means provide resources that keep you from being outside. Okay, provide doesn't mean to be able to pay for your mansion. Okay, to be able to fund your 5-car garage, 10-bedroom mansion. And if listen, the guys talk about a woman who looks expensive. Eboni K Williams looks expensive, right? So I think what she's talking about as far as provide and protect is something totally different. It's not the basics. Listen, it's not the basics. She's talking about provide and protect, provide the lifestyle that she desires. Nothing wrong with that, I think, right? Let's keep going.
Earning the incomes, they're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Okay. Not having the resources. This is what she said. Now, does a guy working at Pep Boys, is he able to provide the resources? The guy works at Pep Boys. I say yes. The guy working at Pep Boys, is he able to provide the resources? Yes, for his type of woman. You are absolutely right, Daisy. He's able to provide the resources for his type of woman. So this is actually not a case of whether the guy has resources or not have resources necessarily. This is about the level of resources. Come on, y'all. I like this. Let's smoke this issue out here. Kay said, no, providing and protecting is more than money. It's like take something with something and create it. Okay. So this is about levels of resources and of provision and protection, right? Because look, let's say protection, an alarm system on your house, protection, right? Physical protection. Now, the guy who works at Pep Boys is able to provide emotional protection. See, that's the stuff that we don't talk about, right? You don't need 6 figures to have a man who can provide emotional protection, spiritual protection. Okay? We just think protection like somebody's going to come beat you up. Nobody's going to come beat you up, right? But be able to have that safety, that safe feeling that somebody's got you. That's provision. That's protection. Protection against whatever forces that might come against you so that you feel safe. And you listen, let me tell y'all something. A guy working down at Chick-fil-A or working down at Burger King, that guy working at Burger King can provide you emotional protection, right? A guy who listens to you, a guy who responds to your needs, a guy who connects with you, right? Crystal, don't make that face. Don't make that. Look, naturally, why y'all doing that? Listen to this, just follow me on this, right? But he said that's cute. Look, a guy working down at Burger King, the guy working at Pep Boys, he can provide emotional protection. He can provide physical protection. What protection does a guy who makes 6 figures provide? Crystal, listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to me. What level of emotional protection can a guy provide who's got 6 figures versus a guy who's got 5 figures? This man works $38,000 a year versus a guy who makes 6 figures a year. They can provide the same physical protection. They can provide the same emotional protection. So we might as well just push protection off to the side, because a man is able to provide those things. Crystal says he doesn't need 6 figures, but there's a happy medium. But hold on. I'm just talking about protection at the moment. Can we agree on that? Hopefully not Burger King. Okay, look. Can we agree on that? We talking about, let's look at protection. She says the men out here who are available are not in the position to provide and protect and to have leadership. All right. if he can't, y'all wrong. He said if he works at Burger King, he can't afford ADT. Oh, come on, y'all ain't right. y'all ain't right. A man working there. Listen. So listen. Let's be honest about the protection side. Let's take it to the protection. Can a man working at Burger King making $38,000 a year, can he provide protection? Is he able to give you protection? What is he able to give you? Physical protection? Yes, he can protect just the same. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you very much. Can he provide just the same? Yes, he can. Now, I've known men who make six figures who don't care that much about providing emotional protection. They're like, don't have time for that. They're not interested, right? You're probably better off with a man getting $38,000 who's got a little bit more to, a little bit more skin in the game and heart. All right, let's get a little bit more of this. Let me grab this a little bit more. Here we go.
Would you date a bus driver?
Wait.
Because of some of the statistics we just talked about, they're not earning the incomes.
They're not earning the income.
They're not having the resources.
They're not having the resources. Now, we talked about protection, okay? So let's talk about the resources. How much resources do you really need to sustain your life? I don't have to have a six-figure guy. I got you. How much resources do you actually need to sustain your life in our economy? What's a fair number, would y'all say? What's a fair number? I would probably say a good fair number really is, yes, all the bills paid. Now, yes, all the bills paid is a good number, right? But then you have to ask yourself, all right, Crystal says 80K. Okay. You have to ask yourself, well, who's making these bills? And some of these bills, how much of these bills do we actually need? Okay. Now, you do want to be able to go out. You want to be able to go to a nice place. You want to be able to get a nice hotel. You want to have you want to be able to have a good time without having to worry about the bill. I understand that. Okay. And it takes money for that. But you know what? Even at 80K, you can put some money away and you can save for things and you can go out and have a good time. Okay. Kay says he just needs to have his own and sustain himself. Okay. For the most part, the guy just needs to be able to, you look, because listen, I know people who make six figures and they still broke. Look, I know there's people who make six figures and they still broke. They're still like, they don't have any money. Hey, you want to go out tonight? You want to go to the show? You want to go out on a vacation? And they never have any money. And you say, wait, but you make six figures. Where's your money? You got money? And they're like, I'm a little light. They're like, I'm a little light. And you're like, dude, you make six figures. Why don't you have any money? So having six figures is not the answer. Having six figures is not the answer. Let's keep going.
And some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you
wait? She said, and some of them are not showing up in the leadership. Now, let me read this comment. My boyfriend said, I won't pay any bills because he's already paying those on his own. Okay. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. That's nice, but you better save your money. You better save your money. And look, he'll pay the bills. Listen, wait a minute, Crystal. Wait a minute. You know what he just said? What he just said is, I will pay the bills. What he's talking about is the bills that he has currently. He's not talking about them future bills. He's not talking. Listen, and most men know that you're going to have to, when you get a woman, she's going to want more. Women just want more. Okay? And they don't really want to hear. She's not going to want to live. Look, he don't have no problem with you coming over and him paying all the bills in his little small apartment. Okay? He said he would. Yeah. Yeah, he said he would now. But he doesn't see where you're really going. Okay? Yes, and he wants you to come over and live at his house. But maybe, listen, what happens if you say, well, wait a minute, I don't want to live in your house. I don't want to live in your bedroom where other women have been. I don't want to be there. I don't want to have that. Okay? I want a house that we both decided on and be fresh. Boom. Now, after you get out of that house and get back into this market and you realize, oh, wow, what I was paying before is now twice as much. What I was paying on a rent or for a mortgage before is now doubled. And he's like, where am I going to get this money from? I'm telling you, listen, so sometimes guys paint themselves into the corner with this. Naturally says, why are you trying to play Crystal? Her man is ready to be a provider and protector. Yes, a lot of guys are until they make that full step and it becomes more than they thought. But hey, I wish her the best. Of course, I'm on her side. But I know how it works. I know how it goes.
Date a bus driver.
Just talked about, they're not earning the incomes. They're
not
earning having the resources.
Not having
some
the resources.
of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
So now look. She said, and some of them, now I repeat that. She says, some of them are not even showing up in the leadership. What does income have to do with leadership? Can a man lead who doesn't make as much money as you? Come on. Let's be honest. I like the honesty. Naturally said no. All right. Bunny says yes. Absolutely. Kay says yes, he can. Can a man who doesn't make as much money as you lead you? You make 250 and he makes 75. Can he lead you? He works down at Pep Boys, making $38,000. He loves helping people get their cars back on the road. He loves customer service. He loves his job. He loves what he does. Can he still lead you? 38,000. You make 250. You make more. You make more in a week than he makes in a month. Could we at least say 60K? Okay, Crystal. Okay. We'll give it 60K. We'll say you live in a metropolitan city out on the outskirts. You live on the outskirts of Atlanta. 38K is pennies. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Okay, so he makes 60K. Can he still lead you. You make 250, he makes 60K. Are you going to listen to him? Are you going to respond to him? Are you going to, be able to be the wife that he needs? Or it ain't happening? Which one? All right. Yes, I can do that. Okay. Crystal says you can do that. I'm okay with 1 bank account, 2. And then for the long run. Okay. I like that. Good attitude. Good attitude. Let's keep going on this. So we're talking about leadership now.
Yep.
So that's where Iyanla came up with the question. Can you date a bus driver? Somebody who could have the now here's the thing that I wanted to bring out about the bus driver situation. Most bus driver to be a bus driver, you got to have a CDL. Okay. I know a bus driver who drives for a Greyhound, right? Them long trips. This brother knocked down at least 150. This brother got rental property. This man is a leader in his church. And his wife just absolutely goes gaga over him. Okay. So there's different levels of this bus driver. But to look at this lady's face at that question, and Iyanla had to say, I'm talking to you. What's the average salary of a bus driver? The average salary of a bus driver, there's a range, right? Because it depends on what kind of bus you're driving. But for the most part, if you got a CDL and you're able to drive a bus, you have the potential to make 6 figures. If you drive it, if you could drive a bus, you can also drive one of them 18-wheelers, right? That's 6 figures. Them guys make 6 figures coming out the gate. Okay, no problem. 120, 150, they make that. Now, they gone all the time, so that could be difficult. But we talk about provision and protection. Bus driver. So look at this. Look at this. I wish y'all could see this face that she's making. Them duck lips that she does. Like, I don't know, girl.
Would you date a bus driver?
There you go.
You.
Would you date?
She had to think about it. Would you date a bus driver? And she's like, well, no. She said, and Iyanla was like, hey, no, you, I'm talking to you. And this was her answer.
If he owns the bus.
If he owns the bus. If he owns the bus. Who owns the bus? Who owns a bus? Did she mean like the bus company? If he owns the bus. So what I'm going to with this, y'all, is that this is a woman who needs to be with a man of status. It's not about no protection. It's not really about provision. It's about status. And for some of y'all, if y'all don't get off of that status ride, you're going to miss your blessing. You worried about being able to go home and tell your mama, I married a man of means. I married a man who owns the bus company. Right? This is for bragging rights. This isn't for protection and provision and for leadership. She needs to be able to go home and brag to her family of what a man she has back home. Look, mama, I's married now. And she hoping that they just be like, Woo-wee. Girl, you done did it. Girl, you done made it. No, ma'am. She says if he owns the bus. Why does he have to own the bus? Why can't he just go to work? Because listen to this, y'all. What you got to also understand is the guy who owns the bus, the guy who owns the bus company, he really don't have much time. He really don't have that much time. My man has 2 jobs. Everyone loves Chris. Yes. The guy that owns the bus company, he really don't have any time for you. He's got no time for you. He's not interested. He's got no time to be talking to you. He's tired. He's working. He doesn't have time. Let's keep going.
If he owns it. If he owns it, why does he have to own it? I'm telling you, this desire of status over character. Sometimes the guy that owns it, he don't have time to go listen to you. He doesn't have to. He got to get a bus company going. Make sure people come to work. Make sure the payroll. Make sure people get paid. Make sure it's a lot. So sometimes people asking for something that they don't really know what they're asking for.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day.
Okay.
I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women.
Let's talk about that. Are the standards off? But for the way that we measure men, are the standards off for who the women are of today? Meaning you want somebody like your granddaddy, but you ain't like your grandma. You want somebody who like lived in the 1940s. You want to live that traditional life where the man took care of everything and you didn't have to do anything but stay home and bake pies and wash clothes. But do you even want to stay home and bake pies and wash clothes? The average woman does not. The average woman in today's time is not interested in any of that. She doesn't want to stay home and bake pies and wash clothes and cook dinner. A lot of these women cannot even cook. You come home and you're like, what are we eating? What's for dinner? Whatever you brought. What did you bring home for dinner? And you're like, but you want traditional. But you want traditional. You want traditional. So are the men that you say you want, are you in the position to be the partner of the man that you say you want? That's what Iyanla just asked her, essentially. Let's keep going.
And who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus.
All right, let's stop right there. She said, Iyanla just said, I would marry the bus driver if he loved driving the bus. Kay said, I'm 56 and I'm a great cook and love cooking. It's the younger people that don't cook. That is true. That's true, Kay. She said, I would love, if he loves what he does. And let me tell y'all something. There are some people who are highly paid and they hate their life. there are some people that are highly paid and they can't stand the life they live. There's some people who are like, I don't need this, right? They went to school, they did all the things, but they don't love their life. So let me ask you something. Would you rather be with somebody who went to school, got all these high degrees, and were miserable every day, or a guy who drove a bus every day and just loved driving the bus? Guy, he just loves. And look, I've known people like this too, right? They go to work and they're like, let's go. Let's get it going. They walk in, they like, right? Excited about the day, excited about what their experience, what they're going to live, like who they're going to meet today. And you meet some very interesting people doing transportation and all of that. Let's keep going.
If he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama.
If he was a man of integrity and he was good to his mama. How do y'all feel about that? I know y'all like a man that's have a man of integrity, but how important is a man who's good to his mama to you? How important is that? How important is a man who's good to his mother? Do y'all understand that that's a measure of the quality of man that you're talking to? I've known a guy who talked to his mama like a dog. He talked to his mama, they cuss each other out. And you're like, dude, that's your mom? You talk to your mother like that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So tell me, how important is it for this guy to have a good relationship with his mother? I can tell you something, that a man that doesn't have a good relationship with his mother, you're going to have, you as his partner, his woman, you're going to have a tough time, right? Now, sometimes some of these mamas are crazy. Let's be honest, right? Look, some of these mamas are off. Some of these mamas that have you like, come on now. She want her baby boy all to herself. It's like, what's going on here? Right? I mean, what mama? Right? But Iyanla said she wants a man who is good to his mama. Kay said that's very important. Let's go.
If he treated me well.
If he treated me well. Let me tell you something. A guy that makes $60,000 a year can treat you well. Believe it or not. Look, $60K a year, this guy can treat you well. I mean, the restaurant don't cost but so much. Flowers, they don't cost but so much. A little candy or a teddy bear or whatever. Doesn't cost that much. And he makes 60K. That guy can still be a good catch. Let's keep going.
I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together.
Okay. Now, who agrees with that? Hey, Italiana, what's going on, lady? Miami Queens in the building. Look, she said, I'm gonna run it back.
Us building together. Us building.
Hold on.
To give us what we need instead of us building together.
She said, we're looking for other people to give us what we need instead of building together. Now, we can stop at the hoping that other people give us what we need. Some of these people who won't date a bus driver are looking for someone to give them what they need, and you think that you can't get it from a bus driver. You think you can't get it from a bus driver. But I'm telling you, don't despise that occupation, because some of these guys, they got it, but they ain't giving it to you. They have it, but they're not giving it to you. Let's keep going.
I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver.
So she's going to have her stash on the side and her prenup, which protects her. Nothing wrong with that. But she says, I can deal with a bus driver. Now, I'm checking in again. Are y'all still on it? I'm here. I'm going to pose the question again. Would you date or marry a bus driver? Has anybody changed their mind? Has anybody changed their mind? All right. Pastor Riri says yes. All right. Would you date a bus driver? Kay still says I would. Okay. All right. Let's say he only making $60K. Let's say he's a school bus driver. Let's change it up a little bit. No, I wouldn't, but I'd date a fine UPS guy. Okay. Italiana, we got somebody telling truth in here. Italiana says she would not date a bus driver. Okay. Tell me why you wouldn't date a bus driver. Why wouldn't you date a bus driver? Because you do know that bus drivers who drive them big buses, like the Greyhound buses, they make six figures. Yes, he could. And there are some handsome bus drivers who will treat you well, who loves his mama. Okay, it's not attractive to her. Okay. Well, what's not attractive to you, Italiana? She says he's not attractive to him. So listen, and there's no shame on this, right? Because I'm not even necessarily against what Eboni K Williams is saying here. I understand. But what I want to bring out is the question of, are you worried about status, or are you worried about the person? You worried about status? Because you don't want to have to go back to your friends when they ask him, oh, so what does your man do? And you say, oh, he's a bus driver. So they can be like, ugh. Okay. So you can be like, she married a bus driver. She got a law degree and she married a bus driver. Worried about what other people are going to say. Worried about what other people are going to say. Let's go.
So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria.
Let me stop right there. Who believes what she just said is true? I'm gonna back it up a little bit. I want to hear her say it again.
Keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria.
Okay. That's what we're talking about. It's your standards and your criteria, which is based on this social world, because a man can still provide, a man can still protect, a man can still profess, a man can still make you feel wanted, needed, and loved at $60K as a bus driver. But if you worried about what somebody's going to say, you're going to miss it. You listen. some of y'all are going to miss it because there's this, you got this criteria that is unrealistic and it's just not working. Let's go.
And it's not working, beloved.
It's not look, she said it. It's not working. Listen, it's not work. Look, if you check out who's the stuff even online dating, right? You got like 80% of the women looking at these 20% guys, 20% of the men, and leaving the other remaining 80% are just hoping and wishing and praying. Okay. I'm telling you, you're better off with a guy making 60K driving a bus rather than to listen. Here's the other alternative, y'all. Online dating is horrific. Look, here's an alternative. Alternative is as beautiful as you are, holding out for for James Bond. You holding out for Mr. Six-Figure James Bond, who's 6 feet tall, makes 6 figures, and got a six-pack. All the women are holding out for this guy. Look, for you who say you wouldn't get with a bus driver, guess who your competition is? Guess who your competition is? Eboni K Williams. And she's beautiful. I mean, like, she's gorgeous. Now she is turning 40. And she's like, where's my man? She's like, where's my man? When is it going to be my turn? All right. Renita says on YouTube, she said, go where your money allows. Good stuff. Spend wise, save, invest, live within your means. Absolutely. Let's keep going on this.
It's just not working. So it's
just not working. Age is just a number. Well, age is just a number, kind of. Age is just a number, kind of, because you can look good on the outside, but your kidneys know how old you are. Your womb knows exactly how old you are. And there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. So whether you want to, say age is not only a number, it is just a number, but I'm telling you, you'd be better off going with a high integrity, high character man who loves his mama and who will love you, who can provide the basic means of where his money is and can protect you and protect your heart and protect and can love you. Listen, stop looking for James Bond. You have to compete with Eboni K Williams. Look, this man just want to. This man want to take you out. This man wants to love on you and wants to care about you and wants to protect you and be that guy. He just goes to work as a bus driver. Nothing wrong with that. Italiana said, I agree, but what are you saying? You agree with me? I don't compete with anyway. I'm a treasure. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are a treasure. But here's what I want to say about that. All of you are a treasure. You might feel like you don't compete, but when it comes to the numbers, it's the numbers is what I'm talking about. Now, somebody might say, now look, I'll say, you increase your chances of finding the kind of guy that you're looking for when you open it up. I know African-American women who only are looking for black men. And there's some, Caucasians, some white women only want to date white guys. Okay. That you might be okay with that. Okay. But there's so I'm saying that you open up your possibilities when you open up your choices, open up that pool, and you increase the opportunity to find what you're looking for. You increase. Let's keep going.
Not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. 9, okay? Because you're a black man, you will know how to take care of yourself. But I think the way we measure it, it's just obsolete.
She said the way we measure it is just obsolete. Telling said, God orders my steps. I'm open to my soulmate only. Okay, there we go. She said it's obsolete. And I listen, I have to agree with her. We look too much about status. We care way too much about status. We care way too much about status and what we'll say about our mate rather than ask you, are you happy with the person? Does he make you smile? Do you love being in his presence? Can you say for a sure fact that if you found yourself out driving at 2 a.m. and your car broke down, you know for 100% fact that you got this one person that is going to get out of bed for you, come help you change your tire, and get you back on the road? Man, that's a beautiful thing if you have that. And I don't care if he makes 60K, 38K, 100K. That's the stuff you need to be looking for. Take your eyes off that other stuff. That's what you need to be looking for, is the person who is reliable. If he's reliable at 60K, he gets up every morning and he goes to work. 60K. He's responsible. He's somebody that you know that you can put some stock in. That's who we need to be looking for. Forget about that number. Forget about the cash. We need to be checking for the character. Because guess what? A man who loves his job, he loves the drive, right? You might encourage him and say, hey, look, hey, why don't you, while you're sleeping, you could hire Joe Schmo up the street to drive the bus, when you're not driving, or you can encourage him to buy his own bus, right? She said, now Ebony said she would only date the bus driver if he owned the bus already. Well, maybe you're in his life to help him get the mentality to want to buy a bus. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of men who they're okay with mediocre. Like, they're okay with, as long as their bills are paid, they don't have to live high, they don't have to live high and mighty. They're good with a regular life. But maybe your presence in his life will make him want to be more, will make him want to do more. And then, but that aside, y'all, wait a minute. Why does he have to do more? Why does he have to live up to your standards of living? Because you do know that doing more means he'll be away from you more. He won't be in your presence more. He'll be busy more. And then you'll be like, well, I don't know why, he doesn't spend enough time with me. He doesn't spend any time with me. I need a man who wants to spend some time with me. He's always working. He's always busy. He's never gotten any time for me. And it's like, I don't know. Well, that's because that's what you wanted. That's because that's what you wanted. And you got just what you wanted. He now is nowhere to be found. And this is his life. So I want to encourage y'all to, think about this and not put yourself in a small box of who you can date, who you can be with, who you can marry, because you never know. You never know who's going to be right for you and when that time is coming. All right. So look, before we get out of here, I want y'all to check out the book. The book launch is this week. The book launch is this Saturday. This Saturday is the book launch, Secrets of the Mind of a Man. I got a couple more tickets left. If you want to come to the book signing this Saturday, if you want to be in the house, I got some tickets left. It is going to be great. A book signing, wine tasting at the Wine Shoe in Atlanta. It's around the corner from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it's going to be a great, great time. Look, if you are a woman who is dating, you need this. Secrets of the Mind of a Man, How Men Think When It Comes to Dating, Relationships, and Love. This is volume 1. Volume 2 is going to be just as powerful, because there's so many things that I didn't have time to put in this one. I just wanted to get it out. But there's been so much more since then, and I want you to get it. So you can get it. It is, if you just want to go ahead and get it, you can get it on Amazon. You can type in Secrets of the Mind of a Man in Amazon. It'll come up. You can purchase it. And as a matter of fact, and the digital version is free right now. I'd rather you pay for it. I'd rather y'all support the brother trying to sell a book out here. But it is available to you, and I would love your support. If you want to get a signed copy, shoot me an email to lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com. Let me put the banner up. lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com. I'll send you a signed copy. I'll send you the link for you to purchase the signed copy, and we'll make that happen. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for being here. Till next time, peace and love. See you later.